Peace world. How you doing? It's your brother Mikey Fever. Welcome to another episode of NYP Talk Show. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. We got super chats. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the dopest and coolest podcast within this conscious niche. As I say, I don't know what's up with my words again. And we are just here to elevate, learn, and grow with one another with all due respect. Without further ado, I have a familiar face who haven't been on this platform for about a year and a half, I think, going on 2 years.
About that.
A, a good sister,
Thank
a
you.
queen, a divine feminine, a goddess,
Thank you.
and a sister that walk and also talk it. We have Kamitri, aka Divine Karma. Welcome back, beloved. How you
Thank
been?
you.
Boom.
I've been I've been doing, trying to be a not trying to be a human doing, but a human being. But I've been well. I've been
You've
well,
been
bro.
well. I'm
How
happy to
you?
hear that. I am good, man. It's been a while. It's been a while, man.
Yes.
Everything's been good. I got Candle Works in the building. Peace to Candle Works.
Who? Oh, they're my people.
Your
My
people's
people's
well.
like, I'll be on there. That's my girl
Well,
Teresa. Hey Teresa.
that's what's up. What up, Teresa? Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, Teresa.
Yeah, she would definitely do it.
Show
Very.
that love, Teresa. Well, Kamitra, I'm happy to have you here, beloved. It's
Thank
been a
you.
minute. It's been a
I
minute.
know. I
You
know.
was with you was on here with us from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, Neil Bay, plugged me with
Oh man,
y'all right when y'all had first started. Yep, yep,
oh man, rest in
RIP.
peace to that brother. Oh my
Yes, yes,
God,
yes,
man.
yes,
That
absolutely.
brother, that brother supported us from like day one. Like he's
Mhm.
just been there.
He's
And
always
peace
been
to
like that. Yeah, he's always been supportive. Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace, rest in power to that brother.
rest in power, man. Peace to his family as well.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So tonight we'll be talking about unlocking inner peace, the transformative journey of healing and forgiveness. This is a good topic because
Yes.
that's something I found that's very difficult for people to do is to find forgiveness and to heal because they tend to get stuck, suspended in time within that place of pain.
Yep,
It's like they become comfortable with that. So
they have. They do. It's very hard. I just want to say from a divine feminine aspect, it's one of the things I think we struggle with a lot. I really, really do. I'm a certified life coach and I have clients, especially divine feminines, that it's hard. It's hard. And I think it comes from a lot of different things that causes this. But I think it's gonna be good to get a divine feminine, how we see things and how we feel, and then you from a divine masculine aspect as well. That
got you. I respect that. Before we go forward, what is a divine feminine? We want to, elaborate on that for viewers and listeners that just got on to this
Okay.
concept. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So all of us have divine feminine and divine masculine in us. All of us. And divine feminine energy is always the energy of nurturing, birthing, creating something. That is the divine feminine energy. If you think of even a thought process has to be birthed. That's the
Mm-hmm.
divine feminine energy. And once you can move in that energy, it allows you to go through what we're talking about right now, to be able to be compassionate, to learn how to not just forgive others, but forgive yourself for things you might be beating yourself up about. But being in a divine feminine energy, you're connected to your
Mm-hmm.
goddess energy. You know what I'm saying? You know
Most
what
definitely.
you know your worth, but there's divine masculine energy as well, and we have to be balanced out. Divine masculine is about action, is about moving, taking action.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't move with something and take action on something until that thought process has to be birthed. So that's the divine feminine energy.
Got you. I respect that. Beautifully said. Oh my God, that's deep right there. So we'll go into the concept of this is about healing and forgiving, a journey and into the nature of healing. What is healing? What does healing mean? What does healing mean in the eyes of a divine feminine?
Forgiving ourselves, and healing from, there's a lot of healing. We have a lot of healing from childhood traumas. I know a
Okay.
lot of divine feminines, and I was one who had daddy issues. My dad ran out on me at a young age. And I had a lot of healing to do because it caused me to be looking for a significant other that could fill his shoes. You know, I want a
Mm,
boyfriend, a dad, and all that in a third. So that's some inner healing that I had to do. But healing also from staying in relationships too long, you know.
mm,
You've seen all the red flags, and you still stay for whatever reason, not judging. We've all been there.
of course.
Healing has to happen. People think healing is something that comes from external and outer energies. The best
Mm,
healing is from within, and that makes you have to be honest with yourself. Like
that's
you can
a fact.
put a mask on with other people, but when it comes to dealing with you and you and source, whoever that is for you, you can't hide.
Mhm.
You can't put that mask on. You can't. And
That's a
so
fact.
that healing, man, it's a dialogue with self, is what it is. And being honest with self, man, yeah, I said I'm healed from this. But have I really
Mm,
done the shadow work? Have I really
mm,
faced the, boogeyman, in the closet? And
mm,
us don't want to do that because it's too uncomfortable. And I tell my clients all the time, if you want to heal and move forward and grow in life, you have
mhm.
to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right?
That's a
Because
fact.
growth and comfort don't go together.
It
Your ego
doesn't.
will have you complacent. Oh, I'm good right here. And I'm not saying don't celebrate the milestones, right? Because you can, but don't get
Mhm.
comfortable there because you
No.
can't heal and grow staying in the same spot. You have to turn around and face your fears, whether it's fear of getting another relationship, fear of, family and childhood trauma, whatever it is. Because if you
Mhm.
feel that, can't grow. You just there's no energetically, it just doesn't happen that way. So that's what healing is to me, being honest with myself, whether it's sitting in silence, whether it's sitting there with tears coming down my face, being honest with myself and talking to my guides and angels and spirit team and source, like,
Mm.
don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, hey, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
got you.
surrender to this thing because I don't know what to do. That's healing. That's the healing process for me.
That's dope. That's beautifully said. 'Cause it's true what you're saying. It's very true. It's becoming vulnerable with yourself.
Hmm.
Like, knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, the honest, like that cold honesty.
Hmm.
Face yourself in the mirror every day. You know you know what needs to be done, but you choose to be stagnant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Neglectful, always looking to blame someone instead
Yep.
of looking at the person who started it themselves. Like,
Yep.
self savior, because that's even in the inscriptions in ancient Egypt on the walls were know thyself. So
Uh-huh.
part of healing is to know yourself.
Yep.
Got you. All
Yep.
right, that's dope. I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh man, that's dope right there. So is the healing process an instant art of grace or act of grace, or does it take time?
I think it takes time for most, people, and it depends on the situation. If we're just talking about, you healing from, you and your best friend had an argument about something, that's different than, but when you're talking about healing on a level that's life changing, healing on a level and people don't understand, like I talked about earlier on one of my lives, it's like your closet is too full, right? You got to clean it out in order to create space for something new. And that, healing is part of that. Is it going to be instant? Nope. Is it going to be comfortable? 9 times out of 10, it is not. And the most thing that I found with people going through something with healing
Yeah.
is accountability, because we always want to say, he did that to me, she made me
Mm.
this way. I got in this relationship, this person fault. Not saying that somebody did not do something or moved in a,
Hold on a second. Where my sound effects at? Because you said the key word right there. Yo, for real, accountability. That's
it's
something a lot of
hard.
people tend to lack is accountability.
It is. It is. And I'm not taking away from somebody may have done something to you in a relationship or whatever the situationship is. But
Mhm.
at the same time, you have to hold yourself accountable for where you are in the situation, in the position. A
Mhm.
lot of times, especially with divine feminines, we
Mm.
know, as they say in the Christian world, we are not equally yoked with someone. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? but we stay for different reasons. Multiple cheating, this, that, and the third, all the things that has happened, and we still stay. And I'm not,
Trauma bonding.
yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm no, because I'm speaking from experience.
Mhm.
And then we go through the we don't want to be alone and whatever the reason, and we stay way too long. And I had
Mm.
to go through the accountability phase and healing. I'm telling you, that's like a fight. Because your ego is wanting to tell you this ain't your fault.
That's a that's a fact. That ego.
Your ego is like, this ain't our fault. They did this, they did that. And your ego is just, sometimes you got to put your ego in the trunk. I need you to ride in the trunk for a minute and shut up, because accountability. And I had to look back in situations and say, you know what? This happened. And my mama used to say when we was little, when somebody show you who they are,
Believe them.
you got to believe them. And a lot of times we don't want to believe that they that person, and they have shown us over and over and over and over again.
Hmm.
We stay for whatever reason. So I had to have a conversation with myself.
No, no, that's very true. It's accountability because, oh
It
man,
is.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because even myself, like, I'm glad that we're speaking about this too because I don't exempt myself. There are times where I used to be like so quick to point the finger, but I always knew, like, you know what, I played a part in this.
Mm-hmm.
I played a part in this because I continue to follow along.
Yep.
You understand? I choose to be naive. Like it's like smoking a cigarette. You fool yourself.
Yeah.
You fool yourself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's like a smoker, right? Like the cigarette will say, Surgeon General warning: if you continue smoking this, this could lead to
I
cancer whatsoever.
like yeah, I like that.
And we continue to
Mm-hmm.
do so, thinking that we will have like a greater outcome. Maybe if I smoke less, or period, smoking period will mess you up.
Yeah.
You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Or um, what's the other one? It's like you fooling yourself to think that
Yeah.
something else will happen, but
Yeah.
not the case.
And that's very hard. Divine feminine, we built emotional. We emotional creatures, hands down.
Yep.
We all can agree to that. And a lot
Hmm.
of times when it comes to relationships, we have this image of who we think this person can be. We
Yeah.
always have the tendency to, he's a good guy if he can do this, and we trying to mold them. And we have this beautiful image of if they, could only get in this energy and frequency, they will be the perfect person. But they got to
Mhm.
want to do that. And then we fall in love with the image of who we thought they could be and who we want them to be. And when they
Yeah.
don't hold up to that, then we pissed off. So I had to ask myself,
Mhm.
wait a minute, who you pissed off at? Because
Yeah.
this man has shown you multiple times who he is. So who are you really mad at? And I had to be honest with myself. I'm mad at the fact that I made this image of him, and he's shown me he don't want to be that. That's not what he wants to be. So now
Yeah.
I'm pissed off, but accountability. I gotta take accountability for staying. Because once they show you, hey, I'm not gonna be that person. You know what I'm saying?
And you also got to factor in that that may not be in that person's capacity, whether
Oh,
male
right,
or woman. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because people are who they are, based.
Mhm.
A lot of factors take place. Their upbringing.
Mhm. Mhm.
How they were. Their upbringing, their level of education, and
Yeah.
what may be offensive for you may not be offensive for them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that. I don't know, my microphone keeps cutting in. Let me know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right, good. So I have another question, right?
Mhm.
Within the aspect of forgiveness, can someone be forgiven by God but not by people? Because some people be like, God forgive, I don't.
I'm going to say yes, but in the capacity, I don't, God for me, source is not something out there. So when I think about source forgiving me, it's like my higher self having a
Mhm,
conversation with my lower self, telling my lower self, hey,
mhm,
we made some mistakes.
mhm.
Got along the way. Okay.
Yeah.
But forgiving myself, for me, that's like source forgiving me, forgiving myself. And, it's different for different people. That's just how I see it, because we beat ourselves up a lot. We really, really do. Um,
Mhm,
just, talking to ourselves, words are powerful. So what we think and what we say to ourselves, is very powerful. So, that forgiveness thing, I start with me because I can't forgive somebody else until I've taken accountability and forgive myself for whatever reason, for staying too long, for not paying attention, to letting somebody take me out of my higher self frequency. And I
Yeah.
forgive myself. And to me, that's like, source, God, Allah, Buddha, Yah, whoever that is for you, that is like source forgiving me at the same time. The capacity that I have to forgive myself. I just consider it as source saying, okay, now we getting somewhere. Now we getting somewhere.
I got you. So what does forgiveness actually mean per like for the individual that chooses to go that route? What does it mean for them?
Releasing, letting go. Forgiveness for me is releasing any judgmental energy with whatever action that you're forgiving yourself for.
Mm.
Not going to judge it. Not going to put it in a good or bad category. Not going to do any of that. Forgiveness for me is not being attached to the judgment part of it, if you know what I'm saying. Because we so quick to have, oh, that was bad what you did. I don't judge it. When I need to forgive myself for something or forgive someone, I take that judgment out of there because judgment will have you think, oh, this is good, this is bad, this was right, this was wrong. And I take all of that out of equation because forgiveness has to be pure. So it can't be in that low frequency vibration of judging someone, judging the action, or judging myself. It has to be pure. So I take all the judgmental energy and the blame game, I take all of that out of forgiveness.
We do have to do that. You know, both brothers and sisters out there, because a lot of healing is required within our community as well. The world, basically.
Yes.
There's a lot of people walking around with chips on they have a chip on their shoulder, broken heart. They are in a dark place where they
Yep.
begin to lash out at others, and that unforgiving behavior and holding on to grudges, it does build self hate. They could fool themselves thinking that I'm fine, but then when you see that person that so called may have offended you or created a transgression, automatically you're flared up, you're angry, you're
Trigger.
thrown off course, and I'm like, that's not for the, you haven't healed really, because if the mere presence of the person could really throw you off your game, that means you haven't been healed. That
You
person
have
has
it.
that person
And
has control
no.
over you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I agree. And forgiveness comes with, I'm not saying forget what happened. I'm not saying that because obviously there was a lesson to learn, but forgiveness for me, because people always say, you still, with certain exes or whatever, I can't believe you still like even talk to them, speak to them. And I tell people, I don't have no ill will. Like I can't hold on to that. That will literally make you sick.
Exactly.
I can't hold on to that. And who am I to hold on to that, right? I'm not forgetting what happened, but I forgive them. I don't have no ill will towards them. I don't When I see them, it's not a trigger. Forgiveness for me, that's like the meter for me. And I tell people, this how you know you didn't forgave somebody. If you see them and you still ain't feeling no type of way, and even if they speak, I don't care what they did. How you doing? Hope everything good with you, brother. Hope everything good with you.
Mhm.
When you can move, forgiveness has worked for you. But if you see that person, just like you just said,
Mhm.
and all these thoughts come back up, and you get to thinking about what they did, what they said, you have not healed, and you are not moving in the energy of
You
forgiveness.
be like, back in 1989, I remember the time outside. It's like, damn, really?
Right,
Like,
right,
you know
right.
who, you know who taught me the art of forgiveness, and I call it divine feminine, was my mother.
Mm,
I'm gonna be slightly candid on this. My mother and father relationship was very tumultuous.
mhm,
A lot of things transpired.
mhm,
Even acts of violence whatsoever. But to see my mom like brush that off her shoulders, and
mhm.
doesn't let it affect her. Like she said, if this man was starving right now in the streets, if I see him, I'll give him something. And I'm like, wow. Before I used to get angry, but then she's like, you know why I don't let it bother me? Because she's like, I'll be a hypocritical Catholic whatsoever if I'm praying for forgiveness, but yet I can't forgive someone else.
Yep,
Like
yep,
how do I look? And she just tell me it's like me drinking the poison and expecting him to die.
yep.
That does nothing for you because it's only affecting me. And
Mhm.
I had to learn that. And hello, somebody. I had to learn that art to really get past that. And I'm glad that you mentioned earlier that you said that you are a life coach, certified life coach, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I mean this with all due respect to you, but there are some to you, you're good. But there are some life coaches out there that I see on social media that be giving people some crazy information, like advice, like don't ever speak to your mom again. Don't this and that. Stay away from your family. And they are quick to throw that term narcissist around without really breaking the word down. But that's like the word that they use as a crutch to say, yeah, this person is a narcissist.
Yeah.
Like,
It is, and I hate that people do that, because you got people out there that's giving people this type of advice, and the word narcissist is such a familiar comment. It's just thrown around like crazy. When I life coach, I learned how to. There's certain exercises that I learned with who I got my certification with, but a lot of mine comes with I put that with my life experience, and because I don't hold ill will towards people, I'm an empath, so I don't like to see anybody hurting, sad, or anything. I don't care what they did to me. I just don't believe anybody should hurt or feel bad. Healing, yes. So, whenever I coach, the end goal for me is for that person to love themselves, to heal themselves, right? And not to hold on to any negative energy or entities, and not let someone be a trigger for them. Like, that's my ultimate goal. So, and it is people out here that tell people, don't never, and I'm not saying if your family didn't been bogus and you gotta, take
yeah, of
a
course, set boundaries to protect yourself. Yeah,
you
I'm with
gotta set boundaries. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I understand. I do. I understand that. I understand
But
that.
I
But
heard a life coach said one time, like, if your mother's on a dying bed, don't go visit her.
yeah,
Give yourself that peace. Don't go. I'm like, yo, that's pretty harsh. And you're talking about this is about self forgiveness.
no,
You
because
know,
people like that don't know, what it's like to be an empath. They don't know, they don't understand forgiveness and healing and things of that nature. Man, it's a cycle, right? And I'm
exactly.
a firm believer. If you send it out that way, that thing coming back around some kind of way. So
Mhm.
whatever is cliche, but if you putting out that energy, it's got to come back some kind of way. It has to. That's just how the
Or-
laws of the universe work. It has to come back to you in some kind of way.
So how does the shadow work plays into the art of healing and forgiveness? Like, give us like a small breakdown. Like, how can one go about that? Like, say if somebody has insecurities,
Mhm.
they have fears, they feel inferior, they can't control their thoughts. How can one go about healing themselves?
For me, a dark night of the soul and shadow work, that's all kind of one little neat package for me. And I put on my website a PDF on how to get through a dark night of the soul or doing shadow work. And shadow work is just like what it says. Your shadow is always, the image of something behind you, something dark, something that's always following you, something, a shadow will always, it won't let you go, that type of energy. So when I do shadow work, like it's back to you have to face your fears. Two opposing energies can't occupy the same space at the same time, right?
Mhm.
That's physics. So you can't have fear and courage in it doesn't work. One of them has to go. One of them has to get out of the space because they can't share a space together. So again, being honest
Mm,
with yourself. For me, it's writing down. In the beginning is what I did, wrote down everything like I'm scared of, and
mm,
everything that makes me feel some type of way or feel sad. And that was me starting me, doing shadow work, and then literally just sitting there and writing down, why do I feel this way? There's always a why. I have a why game when I coach, and people they say it irritates the hell out of them, but it works
it's
because they
important.
tell me something and I say why. And then they tell me something else and I say why. Because when you'll get to the root of what the problem is if you
Exactly.
ask why enough times.
I like I like that. I
It
like
was
that.
why? Why do you feel like you're scared of being abandoned? Man, because my dad abandoned me. Well, why does your dad abandon me? Because this, that, and the third of his new wife. And it's why. You will get to the root of why you feel in some type of way if you just keep asking.
Mm. Somebody said all cycles have a remedy loops. Don't overstand the the two. They are not the same. Okay,
Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay.
I
I feel
got you. I got you. How does unresolved hurt and trauma affect relationships? I know it's basic. I know you may, some people don't do the work and they get into relationships. They carry
but
that luggage
Mikey,
with them.
but it happens.
Yeah.
People stay in that energy for years in a marriage or relationship. Not speaking up, not but both parties have to be willing. Like we say you can talk to me about anything, but sometimes everybody don't mean that.
No.
And divine feminists, we quick for that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this, and I ain't trying to, but I know because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
But I used to ask myself, what if he would have came to me and said, "Yeah, I really ain't for real. I really want to with other women." Like, what could we handle that if they was honest? You know what I'm saying? We don't- it's like and for divine masculine, a lot of times I feel like most of them are
Mhm.
just like, I can't be honest with her. Because we have a tendency to, kind of flip our lid or whatever. So not having that open dialogue, I rarely find people, couples that like really, really, really can sit down and say, "Hey, I need to tell you some stuff," and because there's some things you're doing I ain't feeling. Very rarely. We need to get back to that. Our ancestors was like that. That's how they moved. That's how they stayed together so long.
Mm.
But
It's
in this
fear.
time and age,
It's
Mikey,
a,
you know, you
it's a fear because couples. I'm telling you. 'Cause listen, I go through it at times. Like I'm not like I always. I'm not afraid to speak up. Let
yeah,
what's out of my mind. But it's also based on the person's, like you said, how the person will react. Some
yes.
people got a different level of comfort of what
Hmm.
can be said to them, what cannot be said to them. Some things people would take things personal, like, "Yo, you said this to me." Like,
Yeah,
even if it pertains to something that has like a small trivial thing, it's like depending on the person's level of mature. I don't want to say maturity because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to diminish people.
but spiritual maturity, like I'll
Yeah,
say, spiritual maturity. Yeah.
yeah, like because some people are easily offended. I noticed that too. Adults are far more sensitive than children.
Hmm.
Adults are very sensitive because their
Very.
ego, they feel a certain way about them, and again, as you say, with relationships, if the man's not correct with himself to see that, look, I have issues in my past, and also the woman,
Hmm.
and yeah, two people that's going to trauma bond and will just carry luggage into the relationship, expecting the other person to fix them.
Yep.
And that's the thing. You can't expect your partner to fix you. They can help you build, but they can't repair you.
Yeah.
You got to do the work. And
Absolutely.
this is something I always tell people. If your mate, whether male or female, are insecure, he or she have to realize within the word insecure means that's an internal issue. That's
Mhm.
not your partner's problem.
Yep.
Because if you're insecure, whatever the person do will make you feel insecure about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not blur the lines of blatant disrespect or misunderstanding.
Correct. Correct.
So that's what happens out there.
But
It's
people don't. But
yeah.
man, it's almost like I just feel like it's like a job application sometimes. People need to really, before they get serious with each other and decide to be exclusive and be in a relationship, these
Mhm,
things need to be talked about. Divine feminists, we need to tell this brother, hey, look,
mhm,
I got some childhood trauma. I got some daddy issues. I'm not expecting you to heal me, but I just want you to understand I may move a certain way because I'm still working on that. And I just don't want you to judge me. I just need your support and understanding as I work through this because you can't heal me. And divine
mhm.
masculine is the same way because there's a lot of brothers out here that got mommy issues. And I didn't
Talk about it.
realize
And
I
daddy issues too. Daddy, a lot of brothers got daddy issues too. Believe it or not, they
they,
do.
they do. And I really didn't realize that till I started coaching. I was like, oh, it ain't just us out here. It's some divine masculines out here. That's the same way. I've ran into a lot of brothers that have mommy issues, and I don't know, they didn't get that mommy nurturing, caring energy from their mom. And, and I see that a lot now because you have mothers that are
Mhm,
trying to be they son's, best friend and homie and kicking it and all this, that, and the third, instead of being that nurturing divine feminine energy that they need in their life. And it's a lot. It's very common now. And then this brother gets with a woman
Mhm.
and they look just like I said with daddy issues. They got that same energy. Like they expecting a whole lot. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm your wife. I'm your girlfriend. I'm not your mom.
Yeah,
It's very common. And I didn't know how common it was until recently.
it's true because within our community, that's one thing. With mental health, also, you got to factor in like childhood experiences, those traumas.
Yeah.
A lot of women I have come across had experiences of being sexually violated.
Yes.
So that plays a part where she has a distrust for men, a dislike for men. So
Mhm.
whatever man she come across that she feels is not respecting her or protecting her, that venom will come out and be like, this
Oh,
is why I can't stand you. Like, men ain't this.
yep.
And depending on the guy, how he was raised and his upbringing, he'll have a disdain for some women out there because I see how mommy behave. And in hindsight, when you look at this, people get so caught up, so boxed into their own world of emotion, they don't see that maybe mommy and daddy had unresolved issues as well.
Right.
So it's perpetuated.
Yep.
You know what I'm
It's
saying? Because
passed down through the generations.
go
It
ahead.
is.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
I let me tell you, y'all, how I get down. And I literally just did I had a sit down. Y'all know I'm into rituals and spells, but only things for my protection and healing and stuff like that. Nothing against other people. And
Mhm,
I was with my mom recently.
mhm,
And I don't know what made me. I sat there and I was like, there is actually not one divine feminine in my immediate family that has
mhm,
shown ever in my life what a healthy, long lasting relationship with the divine counterpart is. Because none of the divine feminine on my mom's side in my immediate family have had that. And I was visiting my mom, and my grandparents passed when I was a child, so I didn't really get to know them. And
mhm,
something just I was just like I got the names of my grandmothers from my mother.
mhm,
And when I got back home, I got my candles out. I wrote a letter because this is usually how I do my rituals or spells. I wrote a letter with all of their names on it and said what I needed to say. And I'm just because I found out from my mom, it's been passed down since like my great grandmothers,
mhm.
like this energy. Like it, like because I see my others. I'm looking at my other sisters around me, younger and older, moving in this same energy, and I'm like, this is this is generational. And it happens. We have lineages of divine feminines that's never, it just gets passed down generation to generation to generation. And if you feel it like that, 9 times out of 10, you probably the one supposed to break the cycle. But Mikey, I was at what, 54 years old and realized I've never been in a healthy, long lasting relationship in my life. At 54. And I'm not ashamed, and I'm not ashamed
There's nothing. Let's listen.
because I know it's other people, I know it's other divine feminines out there that they the same way. They just never really thought about it. I'm like, I'm finna be 54 and I've been in some long relationships.
Mhm.
Yeah, we did. Just talk. I've been in some long relationships, but none of them healthy ever in my life.
Could,
Do
could,
you
I
find
have a
that
question to ask.
right?
No, no, no. I hear you. I respect that, and that's part of as you mentioned, accountability and self-reflecting and
Mhm.
introspection and retrospect, looking at things that we didn't see because at the moment human beings, we're physical creatures. Like the feeling, we want something to fill a void. And
Mhm.
like again, though we know it's not good for us, we'll stay there because it
Yep.
it becomes habitual for us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then we learn from like once we go through the trials and errors, we like okay, we grow on to the next. And throughout each relationship, we pick up, you know, see where our flaw. That's I don't say our flaw, our shortcomings that we're
Yeah.
trying to fulfill will eventually show itself in that relationship. Any
It will.
relationship, whether friendship,
It will.
romantic, it's going to show.
Yep.
Because nobody on earth is walking around here. Nobody's going. There's no perfect human being out here.
Right.
Let's keep it real. And I think what leads to the pain and anguishes that we go through in life is that we set like unrealistic standards and expectations of our partners.
Yeah, especially when we know we don't have that frequency ourselves, and then we
Exactly.
get out of somebody else. So yeah,
Yeah, we can't do that. We got to be realistic. Like a lot of sisters out there and a lot of men out there tend to we'll oh, shout out to the sister. Like
yeah,
we'll see what we see on television. Be like, yo, relationship goals. I want that. I want that. You don't even know what happening behind closed doors.
and you don't know how much work that person put in to get
Exactly.
to get where they at right now. You don't know what came before that. You don't know about the healing, the shadow work, the how many heartbreaks that they've had. They like they don't know that, and like you said, it's unrealistic. People are not realistic about they want something in someone else that they don't embody themselves.
Exactly.
There's nobody that's going to make you happy. There is no one that is happiness is an inside job. And I tell people that, and I divine feminines, and anybody that a lot of my people on here, y'all know I talk about this all the time. You keep dating the same frequency in a different body, and you can't figure out why you keep dating the same low frequency person in a different body. And I
Mm,
tell people when this happens, this is like source trying to get your attention a gazillion times. I need you to work on yourself. I need you to do some healing
yep.
because you're attracting the same person over and over and over again. We don't attract who we want. You can't be in a low frequency,
Mhm.
AKA desperate, AKA I'm lonely, AKA I just want somebody to be here. That's low frequency. You can't be in that energy and expect to attract somebody that's in a high frequency vibration. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. You're going to attract a vibrational match. So if you still in that energy, you're going to continue to get that same energy in a different body. That's just
Mm,
how energy works.
that's true.
So if you keep doing that, again, that's just God, in my opinion, trying to tell you, hey, why I need you to work on you right now. And once you do that, then I can send somebody in that's going to be in alignment with who you are when you move it in your higher self.
Amen. Talk that talk, sister. You do your thing. You see, you disappeared for 2 years and came back with some fire. Um, why is it that pain somehow, pain, being unforgiven, being angry, is somehow celebrated today? Like you see, like people encourage them, like, yeah, that's right, behave that way, do this and that to that person. Why is it like celebrated? Why is that how you and I speaking? You can tell somebody, yo, let that go. That's small. That's small talk. Let that go. Just it's not worth it. They feel offended by that, but they rather be angry. Why is that?
I don't know. I think part of it is, I'll say, instant gratification. It's very quick and very easy to be mad because it's and angry and upset and all those things because it's low. Anything that's low vibrational is easy, and it'll attack. If you just open the door just a little bit, it's like, okay, I'm in. It's just like it's instant gratification. If you want to heal and get past pain, it
Mhm.
takes work, and everybody don't want to put work in. If it ain't something that can't be fixed right now, you mean
Mhm.
I got to actually spend 2 weeks working on myself? Yes, because you got 2 years worth of trauma. You mean I actually got to,
Yeah.
I actually got to put some work in? I just can't say a few things and spray some, then get some sage and I'm good? No, that's not how this works. It doesn't work like that. And
Mm.
we're in a society now where everybody wants everything just like that.
Instantly.
Yeah. And it's not it's just not going to happen. I don't care what you do. I don't care how spiritual you claim to be. I don't care about any of that.
Mhm.
It takes work to get past pain. Pain is like, consider it like melanin. They say melanin is a binding agent, and it whatever it gets a hold of, it just holds on to it. That's how pain is. If you just give it a crack, it's gonna come in and set up house. It's putting in furniture and all kind, inviting folks over. Hey, misery, y'all want it? Sorrow, come on! I done moved in this whole house. Y'all come over here with me,
Exactly.
and that's
So
how it is.
so I have a question. What methods can somebody take? What methods can one exercise if they want to get on that journey of healing? Like something practical for them. Like say somebody come up to you like, yo,
Mhm,
divine karma. I've been holding on to this pain for X amount of years. It's eating away at me. It's affecting my health. I
mhm.
can't develop any healthy relationships with anyone, even myself. How can I? What steps should I take, beloved?
Two things I will say. I'm a certified Reiki master, so I do, even virtual, where I have a lot of clients that don't live around me. All of it is virtual. I will definitely tell somebody to get an energy healing,
Mhm.
because I have clients that come that they will book with me for weeks out and tell me, and I just, if you just want an energy healing just to get some negative energy, that's cool. But if
Mhm.
you got something and they tell me, hey, I've been battling with this, that, and the third, that's what I'm gonna focus on the healing. The second thing I will say to do, people think going to therapy is for crazy people. It's so
Mhm. No, it's
not.
not.
It's not.
I have gone to therapy. Trust me, it works. It works.
It
Mhm.
works. It's about finding a therapist that's a match for what you're trying to heal from. Like you don't want to go to find a therapist that, I don't know, you don't have no childhood trauma, but you go to a childhood trauma therapist, but you really just trying to heal from relationships, right? It's about finding the right therapist for you. A therapist don't mean something's wrong with you. A therapist doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean any of that. But if you want to find somebody that's going to be able to tap into your energy, because a therapist, when you find the right one, they're going to push you to the limit. The things that
Yep.
you're scared to say to yourself, oh, you going to say it to them if they
Oh
good at
yeah.
it. And once it's out, and then the elephant is, the elephant is in the room and you've let that out, then it can be dealt with. But
Yep.
that's, if you got a good therapist, you're going to be frustrated because you're going to feel like you trying to hold on. You don't want to tell it.
Mhm.
You have a good therapist. You're going to let
Yep.
all of it out and then it can be handled. Those are my two, what I would say, the first two things: get some energy healing or go see a therapist or do both. Those,
Yep.
those, those are my top two if you're trying to heal from some pain and some past relationship or just some stuff you can't get rid of on your own.
Mhm. That's dope right there. I say write it out too.
Yes,
Go
yes, yes.
go for a walk, hit the gym, get a
Yeah,
speed bag, go to the gun range, do
yeah.
something. But most importantly, go seek therapy and do not get stuck in echo chambers of people that's gonna keep spitting out negative things. Because one thing people will do, people will use you as a villain against yourself.
Hmm.
This is why even before I went to therapy, I was like, whatever negative things you can say about me, I don't have no issue disclosing with you.
Mm-mm.
You're not gonna use that against me. I
Right,
already know.
right.
So you can say whatever you want. It's not listen, stick and stone and break bones. Words never hurt me. No, it's not. Because if I'm telling you about something that's very dear to me, and
Yeah,
I choose to disclose that with you,
yeah.
you trying to throw it in my face is not gonna work.
Right.
That's
That's why I
gonna
said
go far.
finding the right therapist and who you around, your circle. See,
Exactly.
one of the first things you need to move into when you call yourself going to work on yourself,
Hmm.
you will have to cut a whole bunch of people out of your circle.
Oh
A
yeah.
whole bunch of people. And I tell folks, it ain't about quality, quantity. Would you rather have 100 idiots around you that's just gonna tell you what you want to hear, but ain't gonna,
Tell you
be
the
honest
truth.
with you about yourself? Or would you rather have two good, strong people that even when you're wrong, they're gonna tell you, hey, divine,
You're wrong.
you kind of slipped on that one. Your circle gonna get real small.
You
Real
know what I
small.
learned. You know what I learned about my journey. I have learned in the past. It was my anger. People were learning how to use me against me. So what
Wow.
I had to do, I had to go to a place where I had to break my mind, almost to a point where I feel like, yo, I must cut myself to bleed because you're not gonna get anger out of me, no emotion out of me. Doesn't mean I don't care. It just means that I mastered my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I'll be disappointed, but to be angry to see me come out, no, because that comes from a place of just reacting. I had to
Yep.
learn how to process to respond.
Yep. And respond. Yep.
Because
Learning how
people,
to respond instead of react. Yep.
exactly, and we got to understand, not everyone will have the same I don't want to say level of maturity, but level of understanding on things because some people operating straight out of fear and
Mhm,
survival, and some operating from a place of just like I haven't matured. My mind is stuck in my teenage phases, in
mhm,
my
mhm.
teenage. You know what I'm saying? So you got to forgive some people like that. So
You,
huh? Go ahead. What you saying, sister?
yeah, no, I said I agree with you.
Yeah, we have to. And the energy healing, like you speak about energy healing as far as like Reiki.
Hmm.
You do Reiki also.
I'm a certified Reiki master. Yes.
Oh shoot, I got this pain right here. I don't know what it is, man. Like honestly, I don't know what I'm carrying, but I gotta find out.
You know, but energy, people don't understand like energy and hatred and all those low free. I'm telling you, they'll fester up inside of you and damn near shut you down.
Oh
It's
yeah,
yeah, and it will almost shut you down. So, but everybody don't want to put the work in, Mikey. And there's people, and I'm okay with that. I used to be really get frustrated with people like, why don't you want to be better? Some people don't want to.
they
And
don't. They comfortable because they need that. That's a crutch for them. It's a crutch, and it also takes away accountability.
yeah, exactly.
Because my thing is this: what's gonna happen when that person that you so called dislike somehow passes away?
Hmm.
What you gonna be? I'm gonna hold on to this. The person is dead. You still holding on to that garbage?
You got to find
Mm,
somebody else to blame.
yeah, better go jump off a building. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry to sound like that, but if you want to be bitter for years, and it's been like over 10 years, you choose to be bitter. You need to look yourself in the mirror, open that medicine cabinet, and eat every goddamn pill in there. I'm saying this right. Eat every goddamn pill and take yourself off this planet. Nobody wants to deal with that. I'm sorry to sound so harsh, but nobody wants to deal with that.
It's the truth. And then the person that you mad at, like you said, might be the transition. Or if they still here, they don't
Yeah,
even remember the situation that got y'all here. Like they didn't went on with their life, and here you are over here. Like you said,
yeah.
it's like
Oh, I'm still angry.
poison, right?
I got a reason. I just want to hold on to this. I want to. This is my battle cry. I want to hold on to something. Man, shut up. You had nothing else wrong with you, man. Just a
It,
sore loser.
it is, and people don't want to. They, babe, hey, accountability and really taking your part in the situation. I'm telling you, it's something else, and people don't want to put the work in, and I let them be. I let them be. If I get somebody that I'm coaching and I feel like, because I give them homework. When you come back to your next session, you better have this homework done. And I feel like if you don't waste my time, don't waste my time. If you here to tell, so for me to tell you, you right, they did you wrong. You supposed to be mad at them. You got the wrong coach. You got
Exactly.
you got the wrong coach because I'm gonna get inside. What did you do in all of this? And if you sit there and tell me, oh, it's all their fault, I ain't do nothing. Yeah, I'm not the coach for you. I'm not the coach for you.
So I got another question. What habits can secure your emotional healing process? Like, what habits can one develop after, like, we do the therapy and everything else? What can they do on their own?
Self-care routines. And
Mhm,
it looks different for everybody.
mhm,
I advise anybody, I don't care what your job is, what you do every day. First of all, start your day with self and whoever source is for you, your guides and angels, whatever that looks like for you. But if you can't give yourself 15 minutes at the beginning of your day to sit still, get quiet, listen to your meditation music, whatever that is for you, to
mhm,
really speak to yourself and connect with the divine and set
mhm,
intentions, people don't even realize you when you don't set intentions for your day or at least have some kind of affirmations. You know what? I'm gonna have a good day. I don't care
mhm,
what crazy ass people do at work today. I ain't finna let them disturb my peace. I'm gonna do my job, get my money. I'm gonna go on. You have to have some kind of something every morning, every day that you get up to set this energy. You set the tone for your day. So I tell people all the time, if you want to do better with yourself, self-healing, self-love, your whole self journey, setting intentions before you start your day is of utter importance. And I say the same thing at the end of your day. Sit
mm.
down and do some reflecting at the end of the day. Sit down and ask yourself, spend 10, 15 minutes. What did I do today that was dumb as damn hell that I really need to do better at? And be honest with yourself. But on that flip side, man, I handled such and such really good today. I had a good day at work today. Talking to yourself, affirmations. I'm heavy on affirmations.
Gratitude.
Yeah, vision boards. I'm a vision board queen. I'm gonna do like my fourth vision board. But your intentions, don't focus on so much what's wrong, right? Acknowledge
Mm,
it. Don't you know if your money a little funny right now, it's okay. Acknowledge it. But don't focus on the problem. You want to focus on where you trying to be. Yes, I need some more money because these bills is piling up. All right. Do
mhm.
your affirmations. Man, I know something gonna come through. But these are this is the way that you heal yourself. And don't get focused on the past or the future, right? They say
Mhm.
if you focus too much on your past, it makes you have a lot of regrets and anxiety. If you
Yes.
focus too much on the future, you get anxious because then you be like, oh my gosh, when is that supposed to happen? Because I ain't even halfway there yet.
Being in now.
Stay in the present moment. Acknowledge everything else. That's cool. But stay in the present. What can you do right now, this second, today?
Mm.
Shift your energy to put you in a higher vibration, to move in your higher self. What can you do right now today to do that? We worry about tomorrow when it get here, right? Those my tips that I use for myself.
That's dope. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, and it's very much appreciated. And I know we spoke earlier. You said you got a new book, right? I'm gonna put the description of this book out that you have.
It ain't new. I've had it. I wrote that
Oh,
when I
my
came out
bad.
of my marriage. Yeah. But I haven't promoted it on your show, but I've had good sales on that book. It's called I Know You Want to Strangle Him, but dot dot dot. And I know y'all love the title, right?
No.
It's on Amazon. It's a short read. It's a short read. It's like 80 or 90 pages. And you can get a journal as well. But I wrote this when I came out of my 15-year marriage. Uh,
Yep.
and wrote it because I was lost. And I
Mm,
know I'm not the only divine feminine that I didn't know who I was without him because I was so focused on him.
mm,
We divorced and I was on my own. Like and I've told people this, I'm very transparent. I was suicidal at one point.
mm.
Suicidal at one point because I didn't know who I was outside of his wife. And that's why I wrote this book because I wrote what helped me get my swag back, get my self confidence back, man, just get myself back.
Of course. That's
Because,
powerful right there.
yeah, so get the book. I think it's only like $11.11. And it's just my journey. What helped me to get, because people really, they be like, you was what? My clients be like, no. I be like, y'all don't even know.
See, says it's just a little. What's he say? Yeah, don't strangle the man, even though you want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't strangle the man. Sometimes you want to strangle him, but I was like, actually, did you strangle him?
Yeah, that's how we feel.
Did you
That I
did you
want
strangle him?
to him. But you know what? When I got to that accountability chapter, that
Yeah,
accountability chapter knocked me on my ass because I really, really, really had to have some conversations with myself and be honest with myself. Divine sourced and shot red flags, fireworks, all, and you just kept going back. So
that's no. It's a fact because there's times men do get there, and I'm gonna mirror your book. I'm gonna write my own version. Sometimes I want to be OJ, but anyway,
hilarious.
no, 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 but I get it. It's patience,
Mhm,
and I respect you for making it out of that dark place of suicide.
mhm. Yeah.
Because some relationships can't do that to you, especially if you lose track of yourself. And this is why my old sister, she's the biggest proponent of this, and she always instilled this in me. I almost veered off a path one time. She said, "Don't love anyone more than you love yourself." It
Mhm.
sounds selfish just saying it, but it's a fact. You can't love somebody more than you love yourself. It doesn't mean that you mistreat them. It means that you don't lose yourself. This is why in relationships I had in the past, you know, people used to be like, "But that sounds mean." I used to tell them the same thing, and I used to be like, "Do not forget who you are because you're with me. If you are a person that like to go out and hang out with your friends, you had your hobbies, don't stop that because of me." You know what I'm saying? This is not Sonic and Tails. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose track of yourself. Continue having your interests. Continue having your freedom of going out with your friends and stuff. I'm not
Yes.
that person that's gonna control you. But yo, what time you getting home? Who you going with? This and that. listen, you're not my property. I don't own you. You don't own me.
Oh
We're
my
two
God.
we're two consent we're two consenting adults here.
Yeah.
You understand? But some people feel like in order for a relationship to grow, you got to have control over your partner.
You
That's
don't.
wrong.
And that's such a problem. And what you just said, kudos, brother, because you don't hear a lot of divine masculine say what you just said. Like
Mhm.
you don't. And I tell people, because I did it, I lost who I was with him. And
Mhm.
we do it. We do it. We get it, and we just focus on the relationship. And you forget your individuality, you
Yep.
know? And man, I still had shit I wanted to do before I met you. I still need to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
know you had shit you wanted to do before we got together. And I'm gonna tell you, if it's a healthy relationship, man,
Mhm.
y'all have them conversations. And a divine feminine, a true divine feminine, her goddess energy. You talk about a goddess frequency.
Mhm.
When your divine masculine and that God body is moving in that frequency, I got things that I need to do. We are here to support. Divine feminine, we've gotten out of our roles. We got these people running, women running around talking about they feminists and we don't need no man and all this extraness. Let me tell you,
Lies.
I've heard Steve Harvey say one day he was talking, he was like, women, you could always go read how to put a new transmission in your car and figure it out and take all that time.
Mhm.
But why would you want to if you got a man with you that can do that for you? Like divine feminine, we have to support our God bodies, right? And I'm
Mhm.
not talking about just any man. I'm talking about a true man moving in his high frequency self.
Mhm.
Support him, right? It's supposed to be support with each other.
Mhm.
We got into this energy where I don't need no man, and I'm an independent woman. Yeah, I'm tell you something. Y'all get away from me with all that. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been single for 2 years and I hold my own down now. But am I saying that if a guy body come my way and he's in that? Well, who wants to be single their whole life? Who? Nobody.
Nobody. Even men. Listen, I see it now. There's men in my family that are alone, and I'd be like, you know what? Due to circumstances, things didn't work out for them, and I see how it looks. Like to have somebody say you love them or whatsoever, you don't have that.
Mhm.
And that's the old way of thinking with relationships or having a mate must come to an end. We gotta have the highest form of love is understanding. We gotta have an understanding of love where you're my mate. It's none of that. I'm above you. You above me. Nah, we're doing this together.
Yep.
Stop. And people need to stop listening to these crazy online antics of relationships and all these gender wars. That is destroying. That is destroying the institution
It
of
is.
marriage and love.
It
And
is.
and people, like, again, people have their own shortcomings. No one is on earth on perfect. Like, I don't expect my woman to be, yo, I want you to be like a Claire Huxtable and this and that. Listen, you are who you are. I met you for
Yeah.
who you are. You know what I'm saying? I'll work through your things just like you work through my things. You may not like the way I walk. You may like, damn, baby, clip your damn toenails. Like, you're over here cutting up the sheets and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But we gotta learn how to work with our mate. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you stay if you're unhappy. Don't stay there if you're unhappy.
Right.
Don't
Confirm.
stay. Yeah, you don't stay there. But wait, somebody has a question. They say yes, and then men start to perceive you as their mom.
That's that imbalance.
Absolutely said this.
That's that imbalance I'm talking about. And
Uh,
it happens. It happens. Even sometimes we don't even realize that it happens. I have this image that I'm gonna have an artist draw it up for me.
mhm.
What I think a divine relationship should be like, because I hear people throw words around like being submissive. First of all,
Yeah.
man or woman should not be submissive to one.
Talk about it.
They should be submissive to the union, because if it's a divine union,
Mhm.
divinely guided, be submissive to the union. That means be submissive to, we both working on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We still have our own individuality. Like that's what you be submissive to.
Mhm.
But I always have this. If you think of a pyramid,
Mhm.
top of the pyramid is God, source, Allah, Buddha, whoever that is for you. At the top
Mhm.
of this pyramid, at the
Mhm.
bottom, the two angles, you have you and your person. Now,
On
if you
each side.
right on each side, now if you look
Mhm.
at this pyramid, You still have your individuality because you two are separate, but that bottom line still connects you to each other, to the union. But together, y'all still connected to source, right?
Yep.
That that's I call I don't I, you know, I call it like my divine, divine pyramid relationship or whatever. But that's how, when I think of what a true relationship should be like, that's how it should be. Y'all submissive to the union, both connected to source, but you still have your individuality. I still have mine, but we are submissive to this divinely guided relationship that source
That's
has
it.
bestowed upon us. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh my God! See, I could keep you here forever talking about this stuff. This stuff is so great because no, we do need these. We do need these conversations because we get lost. I know on this platform, people are accustomed to hearing more science, Nation of Islam, Masonry, and other things. But these are topics we need to talk about because there's a lot of pardon my language, a lot of fuckery going on out there. You
It is.
you
It
know what
is.
I'm saying? And where people are listening to these nut jobs out there that are proclaiming to be some kind of teacher or whatsoever, and they're giving people some crazy information like submissive. When I hear that word submit, right, it does trigger people. But then, as you put it, you submit to the union,
Submit to the.
right? I
Yep.
don't look at my lady like, yo, you're under me. What I say must go, and nor should she do the same thing to me. It's because if not, it's gonna be a bunch of arguing and yelling, a bunch of nigga and b words flying, and that's not. Nobody has time for that. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying?
Nope.
I've been in relationships in my coming up where I felt like when I look back at it now, I was like, what the hell was I doing? The person, no. In all reality, I'm not slighting no ex because I'm not immature like that. No,
Right.
it's just that some things were not, we didn't see the red flags within each other. It was just a thing at the moment. We felt that we were doing the right thing, but we really didn't have a foundation
Yeah.
or understanding. It was just rushed. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Because we enjoy each other's company. But as you get older and you acquire more wisdom, you be like, yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
and I think we go through that. I truly think we go through certain situationships to prepare us for that one, our divine counterpart. I truly believe that, if you think back about all I'll use bad for just the term, for the sake of the conversation, but bad relationships before you get with or got with the, that's your divine counterpart. Just think of all the lessons that you learned. If you didn't learn a lot of those lessons, you wouldn't have even been prepared to deal with or be in a situation with your true person. So I tell people a lot, especially divine feminines, we go through a lot, not to say
yeah.
divine masculines don't, but divine feminines on this planet right now in this time, it's a lot. It's a lot. But if you look at it, everything that you've went through, I look at it as, I went through all of that so I can be healed. So when this divine counterpart is put in my life, I know how to move. I ain't gonna have all this envy and jealousy and hate. I can't trust them. I want to know what.
Insecurities.
Yeah, I don't want all of that. And all of this that I went through up till I meet him has prepared me to be able to deal with that, to be the best version of my divine feminine self, to be there for him and be submissive to our union. And I tell divine feminines, look at it as like this is just training. Everybody else it was just training for you, love. That's all it was.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I wish I was playing that record from Erica Badu, Bag Lady, beat in the background because that's when I listen to that song. Not only lady, men too. I'm telling you, people bringing old baggage into relationships, they residue of mental anguish and hurt and everything, and you expecting your new partner to somehow heal you, or they
Yes,
suffering for what somebody in the past did to them, and you putting them through the ringer, which is unfair. Like
because you didn't want to do the work.
exactly, and then you wonder why people get up and leave.
Yeah, because you
Like
didn't.
I've done things like that before. In the middle of the night, they be like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "Oh, that was it. Like I can't do this no more.
Yeah, I've done a couple dip outs in the middle of the night as well.
I can't do it." Or they go to work, they be like, "Yeah, where he at?" Like, listen, I ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I
Mm. I,
can't do it.
no, no, and you shouldn't, because it's not fair to you or the other person. And we do. We are Erica Badu. That's one of my favorite songs by her. And when I was young, I didn't at first I didn't understand what she was saying. I was like, oh, she's saying all this baggage from past relationships. Yeah,
Mhm.
you got to dump that baggage off somewhere. You got to dump that baggage off somewhere because you can't take it into a divine union.
And some people be in their own heads. And before I go, like, I used to go through this thing where it be like, you don't like to argue, because I learned that. I used to do it before, but I don't have the energy to argue.
Mm-mm,
Because now, before, like, we're both at it, we be so high in our anger, nobody's thinking correctly. So
mm-hmm.
you catch me now, before it gets to that level, I slow down my breathing, and I just look at the person and be like, what are they angry at? What did I do? And I'll be like, I'm quick to say, and I do mean it sincerely, I apologize if I offended you, but that was
That's
not
what
my
I say.
intention. That were not my intention. If you continue to go on, I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm telling you, this is what it is. I'm
Yep.
not gonna react. I'm gonna
And
respond to you.
divine feminists watching this. Let me tell you something. That right there, that's a sign if you dealing with a true God body that's moving it in the right frequency in a divine masculine.
Yeah,
Tell you that because sometimes they might that, and I'm gonna tell you something that takes a lot sometimes for a man, especially when they don't. A lot of times they don't have a clue what they done said to offend us. Y'all know
exactly.
we get a little off our rocker sometimes.
Mhm.
So sometimes they don't even know. But for them to just stop and say, I don't, if I offended you by something I said or did, I didn't know it wasn't intentional and I apologize. Can we talk about it? Divine
Exactly.
feminines. I need you to step all the way back in your divine feminine goddess body and sit down and have a conversation with your guy, with your man. All right. Because that's his way of telling you, I'm gonna put it in hood language for you.
Go ahead.
I don't know what the I did. Why the hell you mad today?
Exactly.
Or
Tell
whatever
you.
it is, babe. I'm sorry. Well, you want to talk about it? Let me know what it is that I did so I can, fix it and not do it again. But I don't even know what I did. But we can talk about it. That's what that means. So
Exactly. No, no, it's true. And before we go, I'm gonna put up your book one time. And for those who are listening and watching, the link for the book will be on the YouTube page in the
Mhm.
description. You could go there and purchase her book. And I believe it's a dope book. I got so many books that I have to finish reading. I'm gonna put your book up here again so
I'm
they
in
can know the
three,
title.
three books right now. Yeah.
It's called "I Know You Want to Strangle Him," but dot 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 a self help guide for women after a divorce or long term relationship by Dimitri Atkinson. That's what it
Mhm.
is, right?
Yep. That
So they,
BB on
yeah.
Amazon. And it has a journal, a 90-day journal as well if you want to purchase the journal with it. The journal's got some good prompts, some self-healing techniques, some things to ask yourself and work on yourself. Yep. Yep.
All right. Before and you gotta help me write my book. Sometimes she makes me want to turn it into OJ. But it was now
I
sometimes I want to be Ike Turner. You
I
gotta
know.
get it. You know
I know.
what I'm saying?
I
like,
know.
like
It's on both ends, but you know what? That's why we have these talks. That's why we have these talks, Mikey. And I've been rocking with you for a minute now, so I do know. I know you move in your God body energy, very,
no, of
very,
course
very so,
I'm
very,
learning
very.
every day, man. I listen. I wanna when I was younger, to all the women I dated, apologies if things didn't work out because we were young and stupid, and I was young and stupid on my part. I take accountability for that. But now everything is good, and I think both men and women need to apologize to each other. Forgive yourself first, and forgive
Yep.
the people. Don't hold that against them.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Don't be a person that's gonna hate the opposite sex. That's the worst place to be.
You know, don't do it. And divine feminines, I'll give y'all a tip that I give a lot of my divine feminine clients. When you're trying to move into your higher self, write a letter to the old version of yourself from your higher self's perspective. Forgive that person. Write a letter to the old version of you. I hate you went through this. I'm gonna send you on your journey in peace. I forgive you. You healed past this. I'm telling you, do it. I've done it so many times. I've had clients do it. Write a letter to the old version of yourself that went through all the things and
Mhm.
release that energy, release them with love, release the energy. I slept with it under my pillow and I got up and burned it the next day. Some people say they went and put it in the ocean. Whatever you want to do with it's your choice. Burn it, put it in the water, whatever you want to do with it. But I'm telling you, when you acknowledge. Sometimes your ego and that lower version of yourself, it just wants you to acknowledge that this happened. And it's okay to do that from your higher self. Hey, I acknowledge it. I notice I'm just moving in a different frequency now. So acknowledge it and send it on its way peacefully so you can make space for this better version of you. So you can attract who's in alignment with you, the God body in alignment with that high frequency and vibration into your life.
Dimitri, you gotta come back, my beloved. We gotta
Oh,
get you back on here and talk about this. We gotta have a part two because yeah, we need this within the community, man. Because a lot of people, it's getting bad out here. I see it. I heard like friends within my age group,
mm-hmm.
both men and women, who are talking about the dating pool. They're like, "What the hell is out there?" You understand? And
We still out there, divine God bodies. You still have some very in tune divine feminines out here that are willing to man support you, build with you, build a legacy with you. So just know that we still out here. You might got to search a little bit, but we still here.
and that's a fact. And with that being said, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, people. We got super chats. You go out there, pick up Dimitri's book. You get a good read out of it, and working yourselves. Peace and love to my brothers. Peace and love to my sisters. Most importantly, and we gotta, basically, we gotta work together, man, to uplift our people.
We
With
do.
that being said, Dimitri, peace and love. NYP, we out.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.